From the podcast that brought you to each of the last lesbian bars in the country and back in time through the sapphic history that shaped them comes a brand new season of cruising beyond the bars. This is your host, Sarah Gabrielli, and I've spent the past year interviewing history-making lesbians and queer folks about all kinds of queer spaces, from bookstores to farms to line dancing and much more. You can listen to Cruising on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. New episodes air every other Tuesday starting February 4th.
Contained herein are the heresies of Radolf Buntwine, erstwhile monk turned traveling medical investigator. Join me as I study the secrets of the divine plagues and uncover the blasphemous truth that ours is not a loving God, and we are not its favored children. The heresies of Radolf Buntwine, wherever podcasts are available.
Ladies and gentlemen.
What are you doing?
What do you mean?
Just keep it simple.
I'm making the promo.
Just keep it simple. Just say, hey, we're the Brav Bros. Two guys that talk about Bravo.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we're the Brav Bros.
No.
Oh.
Dude, stop with the voice. Just keep it simple.
I've seen promos on TV, dude. This is how you get the fans engaged. This is how you get listeners. We're trying to get listeners here. If we just say, oh, we're two dudes that talk about Bravo, people are going to get tired of it already. We need some oomph.
All right, then fine. Let's try to do it with your voice.
Brav Bros.
Good job.
Hi, hello. Hi, hello.
Are you singing because this is going to be a very musical episode?
You know, maybe that is the reason why. Maybe that's why I felt that the music called me. You are the music in me. And by you, I mean Cowboy Carter. Beyonce.
It didn't need to be explained.
No, though I will say, I have found myself, I have never been more active in comment sections than this time. I've also been never more active in my DMs. And I will say that I think I have, the last time I felt like I got through to people this well was the 2016 election. And no, sorry, 2020 election, not 2016. That did not go the way we wanted. So I've been feeling good about some of the growth I've been seeing.
Oh, I've just been blocking people, so.
Oh, those are people in my DMs.
Okay.
The rest of them
I probably block them too.
Yeah, there's a few that I can't handle. But I'm just like a lot of people said we really needed this Grammys.
Mm-hmm. I thought this was the best Grammys that I've seen since the 90s.
I didn't even
when
watch
I was
the
a
whole
baby.
fucking thing.
You haven't watched the whole thing?
No, Melissa, because I was being pessimistic, and I was like, it's too stacked. I'm too I don't want to. I can't watch Beyonce lose the album of the year on television. Like, I can't do it. Like, I just had zero faith in the fucking system.
See, I felt it. I don't know why, but I felt that this was going to be a good thing, and this was going to be an excellent show. And the show as a whole,
oh yeah,
like, I love Trevor Noah, but he was making some tasteless jokes.
He was Melissa, the first time I saw because again I was watching the performances, and then I was holding my breath and being like, I don't want to see, like, I'm not until I read a caption and it tells me who wins. I'm not waiting with bated breath to see who's announced. I'm too scared. The Trevor Noah shit I thought was AI at first. I didn't realize that he was actually saying those things and they were coming out of his mouth. I thought someone was making a bit.
No, he was saying them, and he's hosted the Grammys numerous times. He was great during the pandemic, Grammys. I don't know what this was, but I feel like Doechie's eye roll was all of us as a people.
Yes.
And I think he thought he could make these immigrant jokes because he himself is an immigrant too. And the jokes he was making was just tasteless.
Well, I was also going to say, like, and I think in a format like The Daily Show, that it makes sense. But when you have like a 30-second thing, people are tuning in and out. Like, there is no like long lead up or like this big like poignant moment because it's the Grammys. Like, you're not going to be able to do that. Yeah. And so like trying to kind of stick it in there just feels like undercut in like a passive, like kind of throwaway way to something that is like serious. And if you can't do the like actual serious conversation about it, which it's the Grammys. You probably won't be able to. No, I'm not mad at you for that. They're like, why didn't he take the time to do that? But I think if you can't do it, like give it its justice and like how you talk about it, then like maybe we just
don't.
We just don't.
Or be better. Because I think the Grammys was the first show back during the pandemic. And he did an excellent job doing that. And I thought they thought it was going to be the same type of thing. And it wasn't.
Yeah. No, that was just, it was very weird. So welcome to Fisting Friday, everybody. If you are brand new here, welcome. Congratulations. You found us. We're so happy that you are here. And this is I would say this is our most unstructured of our episodes. We're just going to talk, hang out. But most importantly, we have to talk about the State of the Union. And by the State of the Union, I mean the Grammys.
The state of Beyonce's union. As I said before, we should change the national anthem. And it just starts with, I don't even know why I thought
I was going to say, are you about to pull out American Requiem?
I was about to say, I don't need nothing. Yeah.
No.
No.
We're not going to do that to her.
No. Why did I even cross my mind?
You know, it's okay because I saw the intention behind your eyes and I get exactly what you mean. But yeah, we know when we want to step too far.
Right.
So. We don't want to step too far. I have to say, you know what really fucking pisses me off though? That those alt-right racists have I almost said coup d'etat. They have taken the term, which used to mean when you do something, it's like, oh my God, I can't believe you do this on Beyonce's internet because we're living in the same timeline as Beyonce. Someone so fantastic and iconic. Keep yourself up, like hold yourself to a higher standard. Like you live in the world with her and now it's turned into like Beyonce owns everything and like everybody lives in fear of her. And I go, why did you take away that phrasing from
because that's what they do. That's what they do.
It's so fucking infuriating.
DEI and make it the N word with a hard R. They take woke to make it mean something negative. Anything that is positive toward, especially if it's something toward a woman, a Black woman, they're going to take it and try to make it their own. But we have to be vigilant and don't let them.
It makes me so mad.
Remember when Al Gore said he invented the internet? Anyway, let's get into the episode.
Don't talk about my man like that. Sorry, he's hot.
I just want to, I know you haven't watched it as a whole, but I just want to talk through my notes because I was making live notes as I was going. My first note is Billy dresses like Chingy, which I sent you.
But you sent it to me after I sent you.
You said Soldier Boy.
Yes.
And I was like, Soldier Boy got his inspiration from Chingy.
True.
And if you look up, you probably, I don't know what Chingy is doing these days. I know a lot of our audience is younger and they might not know who Chingaling was from the 2000s. Had that song right there. But exact copy. And I adore Billie. I thought she did a good performance. And yeah, I'll come back later. And then next was Sabrina's performance. Very theatrical.
Doo-wop, doo-wop, so she Fosse.
If you don't know, she was doing, it was a direct tribute to Goldie Hawn. Goldie Hawn did almost the exact same performance. And I think if you looked at it, you could see that, especially if you know Kate Hudson. It felt very in the same vein. Kate Hudson is Goldie Hawn's daughter.
That's so fun.
Yeah, it was so fun. I thought she sounded good. She looked great. Incredible for performance. Y'all know that both Megan and I love her, and she's a great performer. Stuck her pussy in that. And I was like, I want to see, because Sabrina did a Christmas variety show. It wasn't my favorite, but and I'll leave it at that. But I think that if her
You're nicer than me.
and Maya Rudolph came together, because Maya Rudolph did a variety show it was just a one night only variety show that was on NBC. And I think if the two of them came together, we would have something that would shake the world.
Might I raise you? Kenny Ortega and Fox Live.
Why are you always bringing Kenny Ortega?
Because I don't know who Kenny Ortega's agent is, but I am available.
I understand. But
Imagine like a Fox Presents Grease Live, but Sabrina Carpenter live show.
I'm not sold yet.
But you love Grease.
I do love Grease.
I think if they did it on a network versus streaming, I think it would be like, they're just like, not, I don't want to say like higher stakes, but like in the sense that like there's not so much like, oh, we'll grab it in post. Cause like that's.
No, I understand. But I want Maya Rudolph. Like I want Maya Rudolph's team. I don't want Kenny Ortega. It's a different vibe if you have Maya Rudolph and her team.
I'll watch hers.
It's so good. It was years ago. I don't know if it's still on. I thought it was, everybody thought it was going to be something that she was doing like every week. And we were like, oh, this is just one episode. This is all that's happening. It was so good. Next up, I had Cardi came out. She looked beautiful, incredible. Then Doechii won for best rap album. And I've loved Doechii since 2019, I think. And, when she was making TikTok music, as she says. And so I was truly excited that she's had this big comeback this year. It started at the end of last year. And so I'm so proud and excited for her.
She's phenomenal. She's such a joy to watch. Like it's just, it's infectious. Like it does something to you.
Yes. I'm not talking about her performance yet because it hadn't happened yet.
Yeah.
And then my next question is, why does Jaden have a house on his head? Jaden Smith.
I'm looking it up.
It's literally a black house is on his head.
Oh, very Coraline.
Surrounding his whole head.
Oh,
and the fact that I knew who that was just from the eyes peeking out. And instead of clapping, he was doing like growling. And
this is so on brand.
It is very much on brand. But why? I just want to know what was the inspiration behind it.
He really likes haunted houses.
like a classy haunted house.
Yeah. He's really into that. He loves Coraline. I kind of love it.
I didn't hate it. I just want to know why.
One of my favorite things about him is that I'm always asking the question why, and I'm never getting an answer. And I really respect when someone says, keep being curious, keep asking questions. And I'm not going to say or explain anything. But then after time, it builds and you go, there is a through line. Like, this is consistently you. I still don't get it, but like, I can now expect it from you.
Yes. I was a little sad that Willow's book didn't get nominated for a Grammy, her audiobook, because I did direct it, but it was a good time. She did a great job with it. And then Sabrina won Pop Album of the Year. I was excited about that. And she deserved it.
And I don't think anybody's actually saying she didn't, which is
surprising.
Great, but also it does bring up some other questions that I do have.
Some more questions I have. I'll actually get even deeper in that. But am I wrong? But it is a question that I wonder. And Sabrina was in my top song, but actually someone else was too. There was one month where someone else also was. So I appreciate them all. So great. Next, we had Chaperone. Her performance was so fun, so theatrical. It was great. And then we had the moment of Beyonce winning Country Album of the Year. And that people are like, oh, she's faking. Might I implore you to look at Beyonce's acting history?
No,
and I'll
Melissa,
leave it at that.
I thought of you immediately when people are being like, she's acting. And I'm like, ugh, now is not the time for me to be a Dreamgirls apologist.
Dreamgirls was her best performance. And
yeah, but I think she should have got an Oscar.
And she was nominated for song.
She was.
And she did. Yeah. Great.
She was. I'm just saying, when I saw that movie, I said, what can't this girl do? Put her in any film she ever wants to be in. I would have taken Beyonce in Dunkirk.
Film that she wants to be in, she is in it.
Yeah, and unfortunately, she doesn't want to be in that many films.
Yep.
Harry Styles is in Dunkirk. And where's Beyonce? Not in Dunkirk.
She's in Lion King.
Put her in Dunkirk. I'd kill for that.
Maybe not the words to use when describing that film.
Dunkirk? Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so many
war.
wars so fucking long ago. Yeah, people died. Sorry if any Dunkirk survivors out there who are very upset that I said that.
But I was really excited about Beyonce winning, and I could tell how emotional she was, and I just felt it. Like I have tears in my eyes right now.
I couldn't believe it. Like in the best way possible. Like I was just, and then I got on, because I got a push notification for that one. I don't know how. And then I got on, immediately got on TikTok and I said, let me get to defending.
Yeah, and that's fine. I think that as a white Beyonce fan, that is
my responsibility,
your duty and responsibility to be doing.
Uh-huh.
And then there was a commercial for the Meghan movie. The second one, it's back, and they just showed in silhouette with the robot dancing.
Shut the fuck up.
It was so great. And I literally like screamed like, because that is one of the few films that is supposed to be quote unquote
movie.
A scary movie. It's not scary. There's like a little like blood, but it's not really scary.
If you don't find demonic children scary.
She's not a demon nor a child. She's a robot.
Okay,
you have to think of it as that. It's robot.
That is objectively worse, Melissa. You're not getting anything with that.
And I was so excited. I was literally sitting up in my bed and I was like, here we go. And I think at the end she was, did you miss me?
And you said, yeah, I did.
Yes, I did. And I would be sat in the theaters. Oh, there's this girl on Days of Our Lives. That's a little girl that would be around Megan's age. That's 10, not adult Megan here. Megan with a 3 and no H. And very much same vibes. Little evil girl that is always causing mischief, and her name's Rachel. And people call her or spell it Rachel with the E as a 3.
That's funny.
As a podcast network, our first priority has always been audio and the stories we're able to share with you. But at Realm, we also sell some pretty cool merch, and organizing that was made both possible and easy with Shopify. When you think about successful businesses like Aloe or Allbirds or Skims, an often overlooked secret is the business behind the business that makes selling and, for shoppers, buying simple. For millions of businesses, that business is Shopify. That's because nobody does selling better than Shopify. It's the home of the #1 checkout on the planet. And the not-so-secret secret that's definitely worth talking about is that Shop Pay boosts conversions up to 50%. That's more happy customers and way more sales going. If you're hoping to grow your business, your commerce platform better be ready to sell wherever your customers are scrolling or strolling, on the web, in your store, in their feed, and everywhere in between. Businesses that sell more sell on Shopify. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout we use with Shopify. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/realm, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/realm to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/realm.
This episode is brought to you by MeUndies. Underwear drawers are like the Wild West. You never know what you're going to pull out or what shape it's in. So upgrade your collection with the buttery soft comfort of MeUndies. MeUndies' signature fabric is as soft as a warm hug from your favorite sweater. Plus, it's breathable and oh so comfy, making it ideal for all-day wear. Get 20% off your first order, plus free shipping at MeUndies.com/Spotify with code Spotify. That's MeUndies.com/Spotify, code Spotify.
Hi, I'm Laura Cathcart-Robbins, and I am the host and creator of the podcast, Only One in the Room. Every week, my co-host Scott Slaughter and I invite you to join us and lose yourself in someone's only one story. The Only One in the Room has a wide variety of guests, from prisoners to abuse survivors to swingers. With 21 seasons and counting, we guarantee that Only One in the Room will have a story that you'll connect with. This podcast is for anyone who has ever felt alone in a room full of people, which is to say that this podcast is for everyone.
Then J-Lo was in the crowd, and I was like, why is she here? But she looked good. But
I didn't even see her on the carpet.
She was in the front, like I don't know if she walked the carpet, but she was in the like front-ish. And I was like, why is she here? But then she later presented something. I don't even remember what it was. And then I was like, who is Benson Boone?
The flipping Mormon.
Yeah, that was adjusting his crotch.
Which is not very Mormon-like.
And whoever thought that it was that they should have all the best new artists perform, brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
I don't know why they, like, it didn't even occur to me that I was like, oh yeah, they don't usually do that. Like, and it
This
just
should
made
be a
so
thing.
much fucking sense.
It does.
Started thinking that it had always been a thing.
Yeah, let's always introduce this. Like, it should always be a thing, because other artists, they're tired. They don't want to do this. Get these young new people up here to let us know who they are. So then when the category is up, people aren't like, well, I haven't heard of that, even though they still do that to Beyonce. But
yeah, justice for Esperanza Spalding.
Yeah.
Like, good God.
Yeah.
Can you like that would have made a world of difference.
Yeah, it would have. And then Doechie's performance, oh my God.
My nipples just got hard, like, immediately.
She fucking killed that shit. I was like, she's that bitch.
She is it's a remarkable level of talent and then stage presence, like, because her tiny desk is factually the best tiny desk that's ever been made.
Yes.
So fucking phenomenal. But then, like, you look at, like, everything as a component of it. Like, how many times have I watched that goddamn fucking music video? And I made Mods watch it. I was like, you are going to love this. And he was like, whoa. And I was like, it is just like and I watched this whole breakdown video of someone talking about her, like, fashion, about wearing Tom Brown and all of this. And it's supposed to be like, you know, it's a mix of like a boss bitch CEO corporate kind of thing. But then, like, after she won and she switched into the dress, which is like lifted
and
up.
the
So
different
it's like,
hair pieces too.
like looking like Cinderella running away because she's like still hungry. She's still going. And I was like, it is just so insanely well thought out from, like, just such a huge level. And I love when people approach the, like, music in, like, an art kind of way that is all encompassing in, like, not like method acting. Like, I don't want you to, like, I don't want you to become this actor for, like, an album and then completely shift and, like, change or whatever. But, like, when the outfits are thought about, when the music is thought about, when the music videos, when you can, like, look at someone and they have these very distinct eras. And I love that. And I think, like, for a while, I mean, that was, like, very popular for, like, a long time. But then I think we kind of got into, like, it's, like, cool to pretend we're, like, not even trying. It's just, like, it's, like, whatever. It's, like, not that serious. But now I'm like, no, like, bring back that aspect. Bring back the campiness and, like, the theater part of it. Because the performance is... that's how you get people to, like, the first time you hear her, you don't even need to see her perform. You can just hear, like, this song's fucking amazing. But then when you watch her perform, it's like, I need to watch you perform all the time now.
It's a show. Like, she's giving you a full fucking show.
She's so fucking good.
She's so good. And you know that she released a song that night. If you haven't heard it, she was ready.
She said, it's my time to shine. I know. And here's the thing. I'm so sorry I doubted everybody. I didn't doubt my girls. I doubted. But I did recently find out that they just added, of the 13,000 voters, I forget, but, like, they increased the number of women, like, exponentially.
Good.
And I was like, oh, if I had known that, I maybe would have tuned in and had a little bit more faith. But, like, they have let me down over and over again.
When each person was opening an envelope, they were making it very clear that
13,000 people.
Yes,
I know. I was like, "Yeah, okay, we got it."
But Doechie's song "Nosebleed" is about her winning a Grammy, and the cover is a Grammy, and so check it out. She's so good.
She's phenomenal.
Ray's voice was so beautiful during her performance. And then Chapel's speech was so sweet. It had me tearing up. Then they kept teasing, saying that we're so excited. There's a surprise performance. This is going to be big. Somebody's about to take the stage. Like, it was like they went to commercial and said that Trevor had said it. There's an announcement, and then like the president of, I guess he's the president of the Recording Academy. I don't know. I wasn't paying much attention, but he got up and he was talking about, and it was a black man. He was talking about how they've made difference and like strides to make the show better for diversity and stuff. And I was like, okay, great. Where's this going? And then he goes, we had backlash from Abel. You and I both know who Abel is.
Unfortunately.
Y'all know him more as The Weeknd. We had backlash from The Weeknd, who said he would never attend a Grammy show ever again. And then they showed on the back screen huge articles that were talking about how he would never attend the Grammys again, how he was boycotting. And then the president said, but we'd like to change that tonight. Everyone, welcome to the stage, The Weeknd.
You're kidding me.
And The Weeknd got up and did a full performance. I haven't heard one person talk about it on the internet.
I didn't even know this happened.
No one cares about The Weeknd.
No, that's been our conspiracy theory for decades.
No one fucking cares. If you're going to talk about industry plants, he might be one.
Oh my God. I have been saying this since day one. Oh my! The only person we've hated longer is Drake.
It's Drake. And his song sounded like every other fucking song that he has, satanic sexual music. I don't understand. I was confused.
By the way, we're usually okay with satanic sexual music, but this is not good satanic sexual music.
This is like the pits of hell. I like the surface of hell.
Yeah.
When
Montanero.
When he came swirling down.
I want everyone to the video of that.
You have to. We have video. Watch it.
I know. I'm just laughing at that. Like,
I knew what I was talking about.
You also know that was what year that came out. That song was one of my top played songs that year.
Yeah, he came down on that pole and was giving Satan a lap dance. We didn't go down to the pits of hell. This was surface hell.
Yeah,
and Abel is down in the pits of hell, singing music to torture people. And there was nothing remarkable about that performance.
You don't say.
There was smoke. Beyonce, as the president of the Recording Academy was talking, smoke started coming up off the stage, and Beyonce sitting there in the front row, like waving it. And I'm yelling, "You have to save your voice. Save her voice. Why are you blowing smoke in Beyonce's face?" I was angry, and then The Weeknd shows up, and that's who is blowing smoke in Beyonce's face.
Melissa, I haven't seen a single person talk. I
No
had
one's
no idea
talking
this
about
happened.
it because no one cares about The Weeknd. Why was he given this big introduction? I don't fucking understand. And then I think this is when we go to commercial, and then Lady Gaga has a full music video. That was, I was like, why didn't she just perform this? Did they not? They were like, sorry, Lady Gaga, we are only letting people that have been nominated or doing dedications to the fires perform. But we had a full music video as a commercial break presented by MasterCard. And I was like, great, enjoy this. Because she had sang with Bruno, and it wasn't even like their regular song, it was a tribute song. And in that song she changed her voice and it sounded more soulful, and I was like, I actually like really like this tone, Stephanie. Like I really like
Good
this.
job, Steph.
But then we go to commercial and I was like, never mind. she's still doing her, which I love. I love Lady Gaga.
She can switch and do all that stuff, and you can take what you like and leave the rest.
Yeah. So I was just like, this is just odd. It's just a full music video.
That's so
as a
weird.
Commercial break. And there was also a commercial with Jeremy Strong. It was a Dunkin' commercial because he is from Boston, so he was there with Ben Affleck in the commercial.
No, stop.
But the commercial was making fun of him.
And he doesn't know.
He was I think he was quite aware of this.
Oh, wow.
Because he was method acting. He was method acting in the commercial as a donut.
Oh, okay. Kind of love.
It was kind of because it was like Ben Affleck and somebody else. I'm sure there was some Boston person.
Oh, I'm sure Mott's will probably tell you because the fucking Smart Pack is his favorite commercial.
But they were having a conversation. I was like, I don't know who the other person is, but they were having a whole conversation and they're talking shit about Jeremy Strong. And then we go into a room where Jeremy Strong is like in a vat and method acting as a donut, which was funny. It was just a long ass commercial. I said, we need to chop this up, cut it. We need to cut quicker for laughs. You need to
cut it. Do you think that this is in direct response to how Brian Cox has a McDonald's commercial and everyone's like, I love that he doesn't take his life as seriously as Jeremy Strong, and now Jeremy Strong is like, well, I can have a Dunkin' commercial now
probably too. Because Brian Cox stays with his foot on Jeremy Strong's neck. He doesn't give one interview without talking shit about Jeremy Strong.
I was saying, see this fucking kid? What a fucking weirdo. And he goes, yeah, he's fucking weird. And that's like, I wonder. He's like, why can't he just be normal and do a commercial? And he goes, Brian said I should do a commercial, so I'm going to do a commercial.
Yep.
That's funny.
Then we have the Quincy Jones tribute, which Quincy Jones died at the end of last year, and he was not just a music giant, but also a television giant. Mm-hmm. And he I don't know if he created, but he definitely produced Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. He was like seeing Will Smith interact with people when he was just the Fresh Prince interacting. He was like, I think I can do something with this kid. And then he had, I don't know if you know the backstory. They didn't talk about it. I just know this backstory, but he like had this like script written up for him at a party and had Will perform it in front of people and see if he would get a laugh from people.
Oh my God. Life of an actor. Jump how high.
Right. And so that kicked off Will Smith's acting career because he was not an actor. He was a rapper. Yeah. And so Will was doing the tribute and he was like talking about how Quincy changed his life forever. And then Herbie Hancock, who is a famous musician, was there playing the piano. Cynthia Erivo came out and sang, and she sounded really good. And my mom sends me a text message and goes, they let Will back on stage. And I said, Mom, that was the Oscars.
I forgot about that.
Not the Grammys. And then she goes, oh. And then she goes, is that Soar or Wicked? Yes, that is her. If y'all don't know, Soar means sister in Greek, and Cynthia is part of my sorority, Alpha Kappa Alpha.
That's so funny.
And my mom's also in the sorority too. So that gave me a good laugh. I said Queen looked beautiful, so I was talking about Queen Latifah. I was like, I don't know if I'm talking about Queen Beyonce.
She looked gorgeous.
Queen Latifah looked gorgeous. She did an outfit change because she was in the audience, and I was like, okay, it's not really giving what I thought Queen Latifah should be giving. But then when she came on stage, she was very regal, and I was like, incredible. Love this.
Love her.
And then Kendrick won Record of the Year, which you can check off your list.
Melissa, I can check a lot of things off my list.
You can check a lot of things off your list.
So I'm fucking psychic. We'll get to that later.
But I mean, I feel like that was a given.
Well, I wanted some easy, soft pitches.
Yeah. And I made you...
I really had zero faith in the Grammys, though.
I made you redact other things.
Yeah, guys. And everyone was asking because we posted on the Instagram being like, wait, can we see the redacted? No. If they come true, without a doubt, I'll show you the redacted. Yes. If they don't, no. And in like, because some of them are not like timely. Like it could happen at any time. And like, I don't want to jinx it. Either for good or bad. Like I don't want it to happen, so I don't want to put it in the universe, or I really want it to happen, and I don't want to see if I put it out there, it just won't happen. Kendrick
also won Album of the Year, which they had Diana Ross come out and present this. And I know they told her that this is for Beyonce. Y'all, Diana Ross does not just show up to places. I was like, maybe she's there for Quincy Jones's tribute, but like, why didn't we have Quincy Jones's children there? Rashida and Khadijah were not there.
I did wonder that.
Diana Ross isn't just getting up. Diana Ross gets up to go to a Beyonce concert to sing Beyonce Happy Birthday. But I felt like there was setups. There was her being there. There was Taylor presenting Country Album of the Year. Like they knew what they were setting up there, because when was the last time Taylor won a country album? 10 years ago.
And I don't know, would you call it country now?
Right. And also having Miley present, I think it was song of the year. Yep.
Yeah, because she won Flowers last year.
And Beyonce won Album of the Year, and haters are mad. I
And
have
you
on
know
my
who's-
Renaissance shirt right now.
And you know
It's my
who's not
alien
mad?
superstar.
Fire Chief, who is
Oh,
certified Beehive.
She is a Hive member. She gasped,
Held it to her
stuttered.
chest. I said,
I was so excited. I was like, because this woman has gotten shit.
Fire Chief Anthony Marone and Captain Sheila Kellier-Burko.
All the women fire chiefs, co-chiefs, anybody that is of
The fire profession.
fire profession has been getting shit with the fires that were happening in LA as if they were their fault, because, and not as from right-wing people that are calling them DEI hires and talking shit about them being lesbians, being sexist. And so I was excited to see her up there. She was definitely part of Beehive. She gasped, she stumbled, she was shaking, and I was like, yes, I'm so excited that you are getting to do this. And then Beyonce got up there and thanked her and gave her a hug, and I loved it. Beyonce was just like so taken aback, and I was proud of her. I was very proud. I'm always proud of her, but like, finally.
Did you see Sheila's interview?
I saw
She
it.
was like, she's like, I am a music fan, but I am a Beyonce fan.
Yes.
And I was like, that is just like so amazing. And I feel like if I'd watched it live, because I saw it because I saw like a clip, like it was like Beyonce won, and I was like, holy fucking shit. And I immediately went to go watch. But I think if I was watching live, the second she gasped and clutched it to her chest, I would go, Beyonce.
Yep,
like,
I knew.
there's no one else it could be. And like watching Baloo just be like, go mom, get up there, come on. Like, and just being like so happy and so proud, and like her just being in such awe, and like everybody crying and screaming, and like everybody like falling to the ground and all of that. Like, it's just so amazing to see that, like, you know, Beyonce is everybody's favorite artist.
Yes.
Like, it
You
famously.
Billie crying, not because she lost,
No.
but because she was excited. We saw Lady Gaga jumping out her seat, screaming,
I thought she was going to get hurt.
hugging people. Beyonce's on stage. Lady Gaga is just like hugging people in the audience as if she won.
Yep. Sobbing.
We saw Cynthia Erivo was always doing the fucking most. At the beginning of the show, she was sitting in Taylor's lap.
Because you couldn't find her seat, apparently.
It was right behind her. Her wife was sitting right behind her. There was
I
an
don't know.
empty seat next to it. That is bullshit.
Did you see Taylor Swift back it up onto a person and someone had to like scooch her, and she was like, so sorry. Like, she was shaking her ass like in
I
front
didn't
of
talk
someone.
about during that tribute.
When
Janelle Monáe did Michael Jackson, because Quincy was very instrumental in Michael Jackson's career, and Taylor was wearing Janelle's jacket, and I just that is the equivalent of Meghan wearing my jacket.
So,
It's the exact equivalent height wise.
it is.
And that jacket was on
when
Janelle.
I saw it on Taylor first, and then I saw it on Janelle. I said, I forgot that you are so tiny. Oversized, big boxy blazer. Taylor Swift, crop, express, going to the club in 2007.
It looked like she had rolled the sleeves up. I was like, no, she cannot. I'm surprised that jacket did not fucking rip.
No, it was so funny.
It was so funny.
I'm also obsessed with people learning that so people knew that Taylor and Kendrick have been good friends for a very long time.
He was on her song.
But I'm obsessed with people learning that, like, not only are Taylor and Kendrick good friends, more importantly, Taylor fucking hates Drake. Like, she has hated Drake for a very long time. So, like, imagine your friend gets a win over your shared enemy who you both fucking hate. Like, what an epic, like, I'm just imagining how hard I would be cheering. And I was like, she was dancing. She was having such a good time.
She was having a great time.
I'm Amy Nicholson, the film critic for the LA Times.
And I'm Paul Scheer, an actor, writer, and director. You might know me from The League, Veep, or my non-eligible for Academy Award role in Twisters.
We love movies, and we come at them from different perspectives.
Yeah, like Amy thinks that, Joe Pesci was miscast in Goodfellas, and I don't.
He's too old. Let's not forget that Paul thinks that Dune 2 is overrated.
It is.
Anyway, despite this, we come together to host Unspooled, a podcast where we talk about good movies, critical hits,
fan favorites, must-sees, and in case you missed them.
We're talking Parasite to Home Alone.
From Grease to The Dark Knight.
We've done deep dives on popcorn flicks. We've talked about why Independence Day deserves a second look.
And we've talked about horror movies, some that you've never even heard of, like Ganja and Hess.
So if you love movies like we do, come along on our cinematic adventure.
Listen to Unspooled wherever you get your podcasts.
And don't forget to hit the follow button.
With something like 5 million podcasts, finding a really good one can take a ton of time. So let me recommend one. It's called Something You Should Know. I'm the host, Mike Carruthers, and in each episode, we discuss topics that can be really helpful, like how to read people better, the psychology of crowds, or fun things like the story of Legos, or why you probably wouldn't be here if it weren't for horses. Something You Should Know is the name of it, wherever you get your podcasts.
Hello, I am Kristen Russo.
And I am Jenny Owen Youngs.
We are the hosts of Buffering the Vampire Slayer once more with Spoilers, a rewatch podcast covering all 144 episodes of, you guessed it, Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
We are here to humbly invite you to join us for our 5th Buffy prom, which, if you can believe it, we are hosting at the actual Sunnydale High School. That's right. On April 4th and 5th, we will be descending upon the campus of Torrance High School, which was the filming location for Buffy's Sunnydale High, to dance the night away to 90s music in the iconic courtyard, to sip on punch right next to the Sunnydale High fountain, and to nerd out together in our prom best inside of the set of Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
All information and tickets can be found at bufferingcast.com/prom. Come join us.
Overall, it was just a fantastic show. Fantastic show.
I can't wait to watch the whole thing. I'm like so excited. I have watched. I really just need to fucking pull out my computer because when I tell you I have watched, I would say 75% of every Beyonce documentary video in the forms of 5-minute clips on TikTok over the last 48 hours that I go, I just have to sit down and watch from the beginning. I need to watch the actual full content. It's hard to find
some of them.
So I was starting with some of the old ones and I was like, those ones I'll take on. I should at least just find a YouTube video where someone has them all together. But here I am searching for part 7.
There are some that are on like Amazon Prime, but you have to pay for them.
Oh, maybe I'll do it.
Yeah. But there's some fan that created a website that's just dedicated to them and where to find them. Because I did look a while ago, but then I was like, I'm not investing in this right now.
I just I have never been so excited. And I'm just so thrilled with it and it's just so fucking good. And I saw a lot of comments on people who talk about how they teach in higher education and college and stuff. And they talk about how they already have implemented, whether it's in history classes, but also music, but stuff that's not just cultural stuff. They have it is a part of the syllabus and all of it. And they were and now that it's one, other schools are going to start doing it's just such an amazing way to the fact that it can be used, it's not just entertainment, it can be used as education or an understanding of all of this stuff for people in a professional setting. And I'm that is it's not just Schoolhouse Rock anymore. No offense to Schoolhouse Rock, but you get to have something that is culturally learning about percussion, learning about even sampling. We were listening to Yaya, which is my fave. And my sister-in-law was like, oh my God, I meant to tell you. She was like, so this has been obviously stuck in my head since you first played it. And she was like, I couldn't put my finger on what it was. And she like looked up like the sample and she was like, oh my God, it's from this and then this and this. And she works in art. And so she was like, this is so cool because I can tell that this reference that she's picking from here, that makes me go, oh wait, I actually think she might be sampling this aspect because that's a reference to this and all of that.
Yeah.
And she was talking about like how cool that was to just like listen and enjoy. And she was like, and the song's great, but like the fact that it made me do all of that like research into this to be like, I think this means this and I think this is this and this is just like so fucking cool. And I
was
like
shocked
love that.
it didn't win for Best Americana.
Me too. I didn't know that was even really a category.
I didn't either until I saw her. That was one of her nominations. I talked about it when we talked about the nomination episode, but I was shocked she didn't win.
Yeah,
I listened to the other ones.
Oh, okay, because I didn't listen to the other nominations because like I just don't know the iteration of that because in general, country music in the United States is quite racist.
It says so. I looked it up. It combines traditional American music styles such as country, folk, blues, and bluegrass, and it has storytelling, roots oriented, and political, which all of that is in
country.
Yeah. But the political part, that's kind of, I saw somebody breaking down how current country music is missing that political element that it used to have, and how Cowboy Carter has brought that back to the main street. Like, a lot of early country music was like those like steel mill blue, like they were Democrat, like we're here for the working man, and it's lost that.
Yeah, well, it's we are incredibly poor. We are passing down stories through song, and we're educating our kids. Like we don't have access to the same education. We don't have access to the same resources. We're not going to be able to leave our kids with nest egg and all of this kind of stuff. Like it's how you preserve history in that way. And like, it's not like I'm on a dock with a beer and a girl in a bikini.
Yep. And I did this too during my breakdown initially when Cowboy Carter came out, about when they did the splitting of what country music was and how like Black artists that were making country music became race records, and then the country music, the white country music transitioned. And so
I'm surprised you didn't win that then.
Yep. Literally the lyrics are talking about,
but hey, it's the Grammys. I gotta get something wrong.
I know. My family lived and died in America. Good old USA. A whole lot of red in that white and blue. Oof. History can't be erased. Like, that goes so fucking hard.
No, objectively, so fucking hard.
Yes.
Like, it is just... It's poetry, but it's also like... It evokes something in you in a way that like music often does not. Current music's often not able to do that because like it doesn't feel magical because everything feels like reproduced, and like this feels like it's one of a kind while also being incredibly like referential. Like it's perfect. It's flawless. It's so fucking good. I love it so fucking much.
I'm just sitting here reading the lyrics, and I'm like, even the next part. Are you tired of working time and a half for half the pay? I just pray that we don't crash. Keep my Bible on the dash. We gotta keep the faith. Wildfire burnt his house down. Insurance ain't gonna pay no Fannie Mae. Like, it's very timely too. It's timeless and timely.
Yep. I can't wait to tell my niece and nephew that their two favorite artists won Grammys because he's a Beyonce stan. She also very much likes Beyonce, but that girl goes crazy for some Chapel Roan. She loses her mind for Hot to Go. Like, you even say the word hot and she just looks up like Hot to Go anytime. I even hum Hot to Go and she's just, it solves every problem. Like, she is just happy whenever. And then Yaya's literally like, we are just all in silence dancing together. And so I can't wait to tell them. Like, it's just so exciting. Like, in such a, it's just so fucking good. And I have so much energy to educate anybody who wants to
There's this girl. I had started watching it before that's why I was like, when you texted me and said that you're ready, I wasn't paying attention. But she is some white woman, but she's going through right now because she had never listened to Cowboy Carter, and now she's being objective about it. And I don't like that she's making content about it, but I do. It's like a two-handed thing. It's like you should listen. Like, don't judge something if you're not going to listen.
So she was
to
talking
it before.
shit, and now she's like, okay, fine, I'll listen now.
I don't know if she was talking shit, but she was very judgmental.
Oh, okay. So yeah, that's equivalent to me.
And then now she's listening to it and she's like, I'm appreciating it and like I'm researching these things. And so like part of me is like, yeah, you're making content about this, but also like it's content that other people that are in your same boat should be listening to. Mm-hmm. So I hate it. But there's a small appreciation. I'm like, okay, fucking do it.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't, it makes me, I can't wait for these people to understand that there's something called the Billboard Music Awards, mm-hmm. and they're going to love them. Mm-hmm. They're mm-hmm. going to love them.
They're going to love that.
And I will say it has been so funny to see everyone go like, for the first time ever, like Swifties are incredibly self-aware that there's a lot of them who are like, there's a sect of us that are bad eggs. Yep. And this is the only time like self-aware enough to go, we're not the problem this time, and they know it.
I noticed that.
Yep.
I noticed that. And I also noticed a lot of Swifties coming to Beyonce's defense.
Yes. Swifties and Beyonce,
which I don't, like, they like each other. Like,
oh my God, they have been friends for literally fucking years. Like, years. That like anytime people try and like pit them against each other, it is just racist Swifties. Like, mm-hmm. It is not, that is the only subset of that.
So stupid.
Incredibly stupid.
I'm excited. I'm still putting, like, things feel like Kendrick swept all 5 of his categories. Now the Super Bowl is on Sunday and I need the Eagles to win.
Oh my God.
And then things would feel, it's like,
you actually don't know how badly I need the Eagles to win.
Little breath of fresh air.
I need the Eagles to win more than I've needed anything in my life.
I want to put this thought into people's brains. Imagine Patrick Mahomes and RFK Jr. having a conversation.
You mean just short-circuiting?
It would sound like... This is exactly what it would sound like. They both sound just like that. Well,
one of them has a worm in his brain and the other has worms for brains.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't think that's offensive. I think it's objectively, it's true. And if anything, I think it's kind. I think it's kind because we said, hey, by the way, you have a little friend over there. Now go play by yourselves in traffic and shut the fuck up.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to the Super Bowl because I forgot to mention Kendrick having on a Canadian tuxedo.
Oh my God. By the way, looking great.
He looked so cute.
I love when he does, like, he's like a fashionable guy, but like, I love when he really like pulls a fashion moment. Yeah. There's some photo shoot he did a couple years ago that I was like, oh, we're really in our fashion era. Yes. And I was like, oh, I love this iteration.
Yes.
And he's like done like, you know, but this I was like, oh, we're fucking back. Mm-hmm. I loved it. Mm-hmm.
Canadian tuxedo while dissing a Canadian. It was chef's kiss. When he went up to, it would have been Song of the Year when he went up to accept it. There was a woman like vibing in the aisle as he was like going up and she was kind of in his way and he came up behind her and kind of like squeezed her shoulder and they were vibing together. And then later it was real, like people thought that they knew each other. He didn't know her.
That's so, yeah. He's just, I just sent you a video of Patrick Mahomes finding out about the Lakers trade. This man just does an impression of him. Play it up to the microphone.
I've already seen it.
Oh, okay. Well, I want to do it for people. Yeah. I just want everyone to hear it. I showed it to Mats. Mats had tears in his eyes. He could not stop laughing.
This is when, after I saw this, and then, because I've never really listened to actual Patrick Mahomes, because why? And
This
then I
is
paid attention
uncanny.
to how he actually sounds, and I was like, and then that's when the idea came after I
You
saw
said,
this video.
I've heard this voice before.
Wait, what? The Lakers got Luka? Brittany! Did you hear about this?
And this is quite literally, everyone, no exaggeration. He sounds like a Muppet. Like,
yep.
This is someone, he's got adenoids, vocal notes, something is up.
Mm-hmm.
But God, I literally almost overnight ordered Eagles merch to be like, I have to, I need to support them.
Mm-hmm.
And like,
I said, because Avia had sent me something telling me about after when the Eagles won, but I had already knew that they won and were going. And I said, this will be me on Super Bowl. And I sent her a picture of me dressed up as Janine Quinta from Abbott Elementary.
and I like when the interviewers were asking
Jalen
if he was going to come back on, if they won, if he'd go back on Abbott.
Mm-hmm.
I also recently discovered that he has an entirely female team, which is like the unheard of in the NFL. It's the only time, and like they make up even like less than like 3% of agents, NFL agents, like in general. And he just like talked about how like it's the best thing he's ever done for his career, but like, you know, that they're just like better than men and like harder, like all of this stuff. And I was like, oh my God, I
love him. His fiance is part of my sorority too.
Gorgeous.
He was asked about who he had in the Kendrick and Drake beef, and he was like, I don't really listen to that kind of music. I'm really more of an old school. And I think he said that Frankie Beverly was like,
he did. Frankie Beverly Live
was his favorite. And I was like, what a good, he just seems good.
Yes.
I can't say that about a lot of men. He just seems
let alone football
good.
players.
Yes. He said, even when he was asked about Donald Trump, he was basically like, I don't fucking care. He didn't say that. I don't even think this man curses. This man seems like he has.
This man has been 45 years old since he came out the womb.
Yeah. Well, if he gets hit during a game, he's probably like, oh, darn it.
Oh, shucks.
Yeah.
Good golly. You gave myself, like, that gave me a fright. Like, his
soul is what Jonathan Majors thinks he is.
Oh my God. That's what Jonathan Majors wears, that hat. He's trying to be like, I'm trying to get that essence. I'm trying to get that ingenue essence. That timeless paperboy essence. That is such a good, like, I just know wherever his grandmother is so fucking proud. Like this, it's not just that he has like a great family, a great mom, no, I can like, he has there's an elderly female presence that has stuck within that man that I know that he was the cousin who was best friends with the grandma from a very young age. Yeah. He's probably sitting there watching soaps with her.
He was watching soaps. I know that I could sit down and have
that.
a conversation with him about Young and the Restless.
Yes. Still, like to this day. And I love, like, you know, sometimes God gives with both hands. Like he is so beautiful, fucking gorgeous.
Hot.
He's the most attractive, like top 5 most attractive people in the world. Probably top 2. Like he is quite literally so gorgeous, so good at what he does. So just like, you just like want him to like say something nasty and dirty to you, but he never would because he's so kind.
But he probably talks you through it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And like, he's just so great. And it is like exactly what we need. And like, just talking about like how much like, you know, how great women are as like, it's just like I think a great role model for people in the NFL. I mean, well, they're children who are like watching and all of that stuff. And I need them to win so fucking bad. Saquon's birthday. Let them win. They need to win.
They have to win.
If Harrison Butker and every other aspect of the Chiefs wins, I will be so... Mons doesn't even want to watch it.
I'm definitely watching for Kendrick. But I don't know how much of the actual game I will consume.
Yeah, Mons is like, he hates the Chiefs so much. He's like, I can't, like, it's going to ruin my day, which is fair.
You should check your Instagram messages.
Oh, did you send me another one of those weird things you always get?
I hate all the weird shit I get on Instagram Reels. This is actually something that is relevant to us and this podcast and this discussion. There might be one of the weird things mixed in there.
Kendrick, seen what songs he chose.
Do you love Disney? Then you are going to love our hit podcast, Disney Countdown. I'm Megan, the Magical Millennial.
And I'm the Dapper Danielle.
On every episode of our fun and family-friendly show, we count down our top 10 lists of all things Disney. There is nothing we don't cover.
We are famous for rabbit holes, Disney-themed games, and fun facts you didn't know you needed, but you definitely need in your life. So if you're looking for a healthy dose of Disney magic, check out Disney Countdown wherever you get your podcasts.
I'm Brennan Storr.
I'm Paul Bestall.
We're the Ghost Story Guys.
And every 2 weeks, we explore first-person stories of encounters with the paranormal from all around the world.
Then we have some fun reacting to those stories. We like to say our goal is to scare the hell out of you, then make you laugh.
Belief in the paranormal is not required. All you need is a love of great storytelling and curiosity about the world around you.
Come find the Ghost Story Guys on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and everywhere else fine podcasts live, or at ghoststoryguys.com.
Bitches on Comics is a bi-monthly interview podcast where we talk to the coolest LGBTQ plus folks and women in comics and pop culture.
Our unique perspectives and welcoming nature have earned us the honor of being named a best comic book podcast by Book Riot, Screen Rant, The Mary Sue, Comic Book Herald, and Comic Book Couples Counseling.
Bitches on Comics is hosted by moi, Monica Estrella Negra, filmmaker, writer, and co-founder of Audrey's Revenge Film.
And me, Essie Fleenor, comic and pop culture nerd and culture critic with writing in The Independent, Vice, Electric Literature, Star Trek, and so much more.
We're also both voting members of Gallica, the Society of LGBTQ plus Entertainment Critics.
Join Bitches on Comics for in-depth, hilarious, and heartfelt conversations with the likes of Stephanie Williams, Leah Anderson, and the late, great Rachel Pollack.
Listen to Bitches on Comics on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Or tune in at bitchesoncomics.com. New episodes every other Wednesday.
Almost looking forward to a Super Bowl halftime show this year, seeing Kendrick, seeing what songs he chose. Because though I get to do this interview, I've been given no early access, and no
top shelf.
Yeah, top shelf secrets. I'm excited to see if he brings anyone out, and I'm excited to see the vibe in New Orleans. Yeah, the city I've never been. So
you never been?
Nope.
Damn.
Yeah.
So I don't know why Kendrick and Timmy are together, but Kendrick and I sent it to Megan since she's a new Salamander.
Oh, yeah.
Timmy and Kendrick are together. I think they're reclined on a car, and they're just chatting. And I don't know why they're talking about the Super Bowl performance. I didn't do any digging, but I was just like, oh, this is cute.
Oh my God. I literally had this thing in my mind about why do I feel like I've seen Kendrick perform live before? And I just on a whim was like, am I crazy? And I looked up Kendrick Lamar, UCR, and I'm not. He performed at our Spring Splash in 2012.
Oh, wow.
Because I was trying to remember, because I probably not. I mean, maybe I can look, but because I remember Lupe Fiasco performed at prom.
Lupe came to my college too. I think Lupe
I'm pretty sure
was
Lupe
just
hooked up with one of my friends.
just making the rounds.
Yeah. Great performer, very good. He performed at prom. I will say that we were fucking, that was probably the least quote unquote cool, in the Bay Area. Proms are stacked.
You're in a great music area.
Well, and you're also in a great way of there's so many people who ended up blowing up later, but who were always famous to us because they're Bay Area musicians that you just watch one of their homemade music videos and it's that's a house party I was at. This is you see that, or people who are in the background or whatever. So we always had very good musical guests. So I think when I went to college, I wasn't oh wow, this is so cool, but other people were, and now I'm oh yeah, Megan, that was because my freshman year was Mac Miller. And I did get a shout out from when he was on stage because I don't remember this. I was so fucking drunk. I literally could not stand, but I didn't want to leave and they were trying to escort me out. And then he was like, yeah, get it, girl. And I was like, yeah, I don't drink anymore. But I don't remember if I have videos or pictures of Kendrick's. I definitely was not. Wow, I remember this actually. I'm looking at these photos. This is so fun. Yeah, he was a baby.
Yeah. I've seen him. I don't know why I had VIP tickets, but I had VIP tickets and I saw him think it was right before the pandemic, 2018, I think. It was great. Great performance. SZA did a whole performance too, and then other people that are on their label. It's a full show. Like, I thoroughly enjoyed myself. I don't think I'm going to be able to see him when he's here because it's the same week of Airline's graduation. And I am not getting on a plane. I am driving to Arkansas. Too scary to fly.
I support that. I have zero qualms with that.
Yeah.
As someone who's done a lot of those road trips. Oh, and I was going to say that one of my favorite parts, though, is the way that Jalen answered the question about Kendrick was very similar to how SZA answered the question about, is Drake a good kisser? Which is, we know that the answer is objectively not Drake on both instances. Like, the way that you say it, because people are being like, everybody be nice to be nice to Travis Kelce. He was just like doing a PR answer. And I was like, it's the worst fucking PR answer ever about Trump being like, it's always an honor if a president comes or whatever. And I was like, Jalen did the PR answer to the Kendrick question, and that
they asked him about Trump too.
Yeah, but I'm like, we can read through if you want to talk about a PR answer, that's a quote unquote PR answer, and we can read between the lines, which is exactly what he means.
Jalen also gave a good PR answer to the Trump question too.
Which I don't think about it.
I think he said something. Yeah.
Yeah, he said, I don't think about it.
I don't think about it. Like,
and we know what that means.
And we know what that means. Like, Travis could have been like, I'm really focused on the game.
Yeah, or
he
honestly,
just
haven't thought about it.
Yep.
Or I didn't hear that.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Or he could say, I didn't know that waste of fucking space liked football. I'd like to kick his ass around.
I know he doesn't watch football.
No, of course not.
Okay, well, I'm going to read some responses to our last Fisting Friday episode, and then we'll wrap this puppy up.
Flawless.
So we had the last episode was titled J-Lo's Getting an Oscar. You can, if you don't know, on Spotify, you can leave comments on individual episodes. And Josie gave us a recommendation for a club to go to on my birthday.
Mm-hmm.
We'll check it out when there's less illnesses in the air.
Yeah, just trying to dodge norovirus.
Right. And then Gloria Rain said, love how we get videos for See You Next Tuesday and Fisting Friday. In case you don't know, you can watch these on Spotify. And then Hannah Emily Cohen said, as a musical lover, how have you guys not watched Vanessa Hudgens in Tick, Tick, Boom?
Well, I didn't say I was a musical lover.
I am. But
I love musicals, but I wouldn't say that like something being a musical is not enough for me to just be like, I'm going to watch it.
And that's what I was going to get at. I do love musicals, but I have to already be invested in it in some type of way. I may, now that you've brought it up, I may watch it now. But I have a long list of things to watch, and I'll eventually get to it.
Musicals starring men stress me out in general. Like the last
Anything
5 years,
with men stresses you out.
Movies with men stress me out. Like
as it should.
But like there is something specific about a male musical lead, because men are fucking chaotic, and men in musicals are incredibly chaotic and neurotic, and like they don't really always have the best songs, and like it's just like it's really just not usually my vibe. And you know, I love Andrew Garfield to death, but like so many musicals about men are like so like self-congratulate. Like they're just so like eh. And like I think about the last 5 years, which I've never even seen the entirety of, but like I love the score to that movie. I mean, well, it's a movie and a show, but like I love both the movie score and the original score, and it's fantastic. And that's like the only one I can like somewhat tolerate, because it is literally like written from like the guy who's writing it is like it's about him, it's about his life or whatever, but he's writing it. And people will say like, no, you know, he's being like very self-aware. And I was like, no, this man genuinely thinks, like his retelling of this, he thinks it shows that, look how I'm the good. He is objectively awful and horrible. And that's in like the version that he tells, which, you know, he's obviously worse. And that one is like, it is in a way, it's so fucking delusional that it like is a good experience, because you're like, oh my God, like this is, it's so, it just resonates with you of being like, what the fuck do you mean? Like you're confused. What the fuck do you mean? All of this kind of stuff. But then for Tick, Tick, Boom, I've heard, I don't think the premise is happy.
Yeah, I've heard it's not great. I think that's why I didn't watch it when it first
I've heard people liked it, but I've heard it's not, it's not happy. It's about, what's his name? Jonathan Larson. And, men in the arts are like, just like notoriously like a lot. And like, but it's about.
Even my favorite song and dance man, he doesn't really star in his musicals.
No, Dick
Van Dyke. He's always supporting a lady.
And that's what a man's job really is.
Have you watched Abbott yet? It came out last night, so
no. So then no.
But Ava has this funny thing where it's just a throwaway line, but she says something like, "I hate when men talk." It just walks off.
Honestly, yes, like so fucking true. But the real kicker for me is, it is also a Lin-Manuel Miranda production.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes. So when you have something starring a man, about a man in theater, done by the theater man, it's a lot of men in theater. And I'm not a huge fan of men in theater. I think men should be in jail. I think men should be in the kitchen. I think men should be swiping their credit cards. I don't think men necessarily need a stage all the time.
Agree. And on that note, we will end this episode of Fisting Friday. Join us on Monday for But Am I Wrong? Tuesday for See You Next Tuesday. Wednesday, that's your day to catch up. Thursday, my mouth will bubble there.
Ooh.
Thursday for Don't Blame Me. And Friday, we'll be right back here for another thorough fisting. Goodbye.
This is a Sister Sign production hosted by me, Megan Rinks.
And me, Melissa D. Montz, plus Diamond Imprint Productions.
Hey, do you like true crime? Me too. And I know what you're thinking. There's so many true crime pods out there, you've already heard all the stories. Well, what if I were to tell you you're wrong? I'm Leroy Luna, the host of Excuse Me, That's Illegal, the podcast that takes a hardcore look at softcore crime. I've got a back catalog of hundreds of bizarre and hilarious stories just waiting to be heard by you. So come join me. Excuse Me, That's Illegal is available anywhere you get your favorite podcasts, with new episodes dropping on the 10th, 20th, and 30th every month, baby!
Hi, this is Rob Benedict.
And I am Richard Spate. We were both on a little show you might know called Supernatural.
It had a pretty good run, 15 seasons, 327 episodes.
And though we have seen, of course, every episode many times, we figured, hey, now that we're wrapped, let's watch it all again.
And we can't do that alone, so we're inviting the cast and crew that made the show along for the ride. We've got writers, producers, composers, directors, and we'll of course have some actors on as well, including some certain guys that played some certain pretty iconic brothers.
It was kind of a little bit of a left field choice in the best way possible.
The note from Kripke was, he's great, we love him, but we're looking for like a really intelligent Duchovny type.
With 15 seasons to explore, it's going to be the road trip of several lifetimes. So please join us and subscribe to Supernatural Then and Now.
What's up, everyone? It's Noah Daniels.
Hey, y'all, I'm JJ.
Hey, guys, it's Kat.
And we're your hosts of the Real Hauntings podcast, where we bring on guests to share their first-hand encounter ghost stories and supernatural experiences. Now on to the trailer.
I've been warned to not tell this story, but I think because of the way it ends, it's okay to tell this story, because some people say that with certain entities, to like speak of them or talk about them or in any way like portray them as powerful will attract them to other people. The creepiest thing about it to me is a lot of times it would wait for me to notice it. Like, it would just lay its arm out like this, and then I'd be like, where is it? Where is it? And then I'd see it, and then it would just slither back.
For more information on the Real Hauntings, Real Ghost Stories podcast, make sure you check out real.fm to learn more about our podcast and many other amazing podcasts.